Hello fellow crafters, it's Miss Darling in the studio. Welcome. This is going to be a fun video. I want to show you some really delightful crafts that I did, probably a couple years ago now. And they sort of got pushed to the back of things in my studio waiting for a video, and I just never made one about them. So I thought, well, let's take these out and see what they are and just play around with them. The first group, well, back then I was really focused on, travel and journey and postage stamps and stuff like that. And so you'll see that kind of the theme on most of these has to do with travel. And I was thinking of them like some sort of easy to carry travel journal. And so here's one of them. And you can see I burnished the word journey down there and added a butterfly. And then you open it up and we've got some additional ephemera glued on the front and the back. And, another butterfly and some stamping on the back. And then in the middle, I took a lot of scrapbook paper and a few other types of paper like this graph paper, and cut it down to size. It's a little bit bigger than the cover itself, and sewed it in there. And so it's a nice little travel journal. And I put this delightful little dangle at the bottom of it, just for fun. And so then here's one with a bird featured, and Paris. I've been to Paris once and enjoyed myself. And so this is, like a travel little journal that one could take if they were going to visit Paris or anywhere actually, but especially there. And so you can see now the background covers to these are Tim Holtz, and I bought a pack of, like 25, 30 large 12 by 12 scrapbook sheets, and then cut it down and folded it in half. And so then in here I put some kind of vintage type paper and did some stamping throughout it, with some of my travel stamps, and just had fun. And then put a different kind of vintage journal. These are old beads from something I've had for decades, and so it wound up here. Here's one with kind of a floral theme. This was washi, florals on a washi paper, and you just fussy cut them out and glue them down. And then I made a pocket and stuck some ephemera in there, and just collaged the back, put another bird on, and so forth. And then just different kinds of paper all cut down. And what I did is I rounded off the edges on the two ends, and then I put this key with some I forget what that's called, but I added that to the key. And another one, floral plus, travel again. And this time it has sort of a pinkish red and violet color scheme to it. Some more stamping. It's a great way to use up scrapbook paper, particularly if you don't think you'll, ever use it for something else, then use it up in here. I left the backs white, did a little stamping on the backs, but, just tried to pick papers that fit in with the overall theme. Here's some from a botanical book I have glued there, and a little more stamping. So you can see they're very different from each other, and each has a fun little theme. I forgot to show you the dangle on this one. Just some old beads and stuff I had around that I strung. And these are all attached to the extra thread, that embroidery thread that I use to sew the pages into the cover. And here's another one real quick, another travel theme, a belly band with some ephemera, and then this one took on kind of a green and brown tone. And so, you can see the pages that I added. I didn't do any stamping on this, but, just added a place to journal since the paper was so dark, and some Japanese on the back, and yeah, that was that. Oh, this is just the number 3 is very special to me and my daughter, and so I put a number 3 there. Here's another one with some stamping on the front, and a pocket with some ephemera, and again some green, black, white pages. Here's I guess it's not a pocket, just something I glued there. And, some stamping in the middle, so you can do whatever you want to. A belly band at the back with, a little fold-out card, that's just fun ephemera to surprise somebody with, and stuck in there. Okay. And here was the last one. Oh, the dangle on this was a fun piece with a feather attached. And, just off of something I've collected jewelry-wise in the past. Here's another one with the 3 little beads. And I think this was maybe the first one I made. And I was so pleased with how it came out, I just had to make more. And here I glued in a little bag and did some stamping and ephemera on it, and then stuck some inside, and some coffee dyed paper mixed in with some journaling and graph paper, and then this on the back, and a floral there. Okay, so those are the ones that I made several years ago. And so I thought, okay, do I have any more Tim Holtz cardstock? And yes, I do. I have a lot of it, and had even taken the time to cut them down and round the corners and fold them ready to make more, which of course I never got around to making. But we'll try to maybe make a couple of them today, or at least get the covers designed. And so I've gone ahead and picked out a couple that I want to do. I need to pull that out. Okay, so I have 2 here, and this one I liked. It's a little different from the others, and it's got a lot of green in it and floral, and you open it up and you've got this inside, and this is not, travel oriented, which I didn't want. I wanted to break away from that theme, and so we're going to work with some florals on that one. And then I have this one here, and I like this because it had a rather, I really like the cover on it. That's the back end, so that'll be the back cover. Probably won't do much of anything there, probably nothing at all. And then the inside is wide open to, go wild and do whatever I choose. So let's see what we put together. Move that off to the side. So I think this one will come together quickest. So let's, get this one done, and then hopefully we have time to do the other one. So I'm going with the florals, and I just really loved how that looked against that background. I don't need to keep a lot of it, but you know, just have there. So I'm going to glue that down there, and I'm going to put some lace on the bottom, you know, to pull the proportion up. And then I'm going to also add this little signage in there. Just need to trim this down a little bit. I think we'll do a little inking on this. Maybe I'll do a little inking on the flowers too. Kind of tie everything together color-wise. And that's going to make that border pop a little bit. Okay. And then we'll drop the lace on top. I think maybe I'll see if I can give this lace a little bit of coloring too. Not all over, just a hint of it. Here and there. Yeah, I think that comes together nicely. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down. Glue down first whatever is going to be on the bottom. I'm going to overlap with the lace, so that will go down next. I'm going to position that approximately right in the middle. And I'm going to drop this general store sign and about there. I think I could have gone up a little higher. I'm going to change my thought here. I was getting a little bottom heavy. So if we position that up there. Yeah, I think we can do that. What happened was I glued that down a little bit too low. By the time I then go to add these extras, I don't want the overall design to appear as if it's falling off the page. If that's what happens, then it means that you're bottom heavy. So drop that in about right there. It's better to be above center than below center. And let's see. I can maybe still get that in there. Run it over there or over here. I think I'd like the handle to show, so we're going to drop it in over here. I think it'll work out after all. Thought I was going to have to adjust my design, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, there's our cover. Now on the inside, I want to drop this down in here. I was thinking of angling that up there and then putting this in here. I think it's better if I go with something a little brighter and stronger here on the back. I don't need that at all. Maybe just go simple and put that one up there and then this one down further down here. Yeah, first we're going to ink these up the way we did the one on the front. And we'll drop that in right about there. I want to be below this edge here, but cover over this up there. Get it up, you know, so that my center of interest is in the top third of the page, but I want to drop down a little bit lower than that down there. And scoot it around till you have it where you want it. And this, I think we'll angle off of. You want it there, maybe a little bit higher. Maybe about right in there. Can that go in there too? Nah. Okay, we're going to do this. Notice when I fussy cut this that I do take the time to also remove some of the white background in between the leaves and stuff, so that's not a big glob of white down there, and you can still see as much of the background image as possible. Now, I have some more of those. Do I want to add something at the top? I think that might be nice. So we'll have these coming off the other side. But I have some white in the background, which I was just talking about. So let's take my handy little tiny blade for doing this kind of intricate cut and remove some of that. Okay, well, I might as well do this last one. Somehow if you miss one, it really jumps out at you later. You wish you had taken the time to do a little something. And I think we could probably cut in here a little bit, remove a little bit of that. Okay, good enough. So that's going to drop in about there. A little bit poking out here. So let's just stick you down. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do anything with the back, so we can enjoy more of that beautiful floral that Tim Holtz gave us. Okay, so that one's ready for pagination. And now we'll start on this one. And here I'm going to stay very neutral. And I'm going to start with this inside back that's going to drop right in there. That was a stamp that I put there. And okay, now for the inside, front inside, I'm going to do this and then overlay this floral on top of that to bring it all the way down. So let's give this a little bit of inking. I believe I printed off these images on some they may have been I think it's paper that I got from UPS to print labels on, and I wanted to see how well it would take printing on it, and it did quite well. Now if I can just get it to separate. There we go. Wasn't quite ready to stick that down. Boy, did that grab. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to move it. Not quite as straight as I guess it'll be all right. That's the problem with stickers. Some of them will grab really strong, and you gotta maybe try to put it down in stages rather than as one large single unit. All right, so I believe this is our right side up. Although that looks darker. Is that darker than this? I guess it really doesn't matter. I think it's a little darker on this side, and I actually would prefer the big flower to hit where there's a lighter background. Anyway, so that's how I'm going to do it. Whether it's right side up or not, I don't know. But I'm going to put it down in a way that is most advantageous to me. Wonder if I should have maybe used a glue stick for this. All these little bitty pieces. I think we may try that. I think I'm only going to do half of it, because I know that when you get real thin pieces, oh dear, I tore one off. And see how they curl? That's why I was only going to do half of it. But then I also pulled the piece off. So now we're going to have to do some splicing. I just discovered that I forgot to set my timer, and so I have no idea how much of this I got. This is the other one, and this is a book page I glued down, put a stamp there. This was on, I printed off onto a sticker sheet, and then this is on vellum, which I printed on too. And so that's our inside for that one. And now I'm going to do a collage on the front that looks sort of that's going to go there. So then this is going to come out here, sort of like so. So we're going to be stair-stepping up, and then I have this lace floral that's going to drop in there. So this goes on the bottom. I do apologize for not getting everything on film that I intended. About right in there. Doesn't want to slip under for me. So that's going to go there. And this is another sticker. So we're not going to try to put down the whole thing at one shot. As I learned from the front side, it's better to do big stickers in sections. So I know I want it up here higher than this one, so we keep our stair stepping, but I don't want to cover over too much of that beautiful butterfly there, and I don't want to get too close to the far edge. So that's going to be about right in there. Okay, now this is a wax seal that I made, and if you want to learn how I got it into an almost perfect circle, I'll be doing a video on that, I think, and so let me know in the comment section if you want to see a video on that. So I'm going to drop that in about right there, and then the lace will drop in a little bit over it. I think that this really draws attention down here to the bottom, which makes this bottom heavy, which I don't care for. So this has a beautiful little dragonfly on it. I don't know, maybe if I bring my lace up higher, then I can put this up higher. And I want it to overlap, and the lace overlaps on top of that. Yeah, I think that's going to work out okay. Just had to move that up a little higher. So I don't know how well you can see it. Maybe I can get that up close, but I also have a marbling effect in that, and So I'll show you how I did that in a video. And then this is going to drop in right there at an angle. I think I'll use my fabric glue for this. It is fabric. And I think I do want it to hold really well. So, there we have that. So you would open it up and find this, and in between that would be the journaling pages, which I won't cover in this video. I'm sure most of you know how to get pages and sew them in. If you don't, I do have videos already on that process that you can watch, and failing that, just leave me a request in the comments section if you want me to cover the page portion. But today I basically wanted to do some design work for you on the covers and give you some ideas and inspiration, hopefully. So, with that said, do visit my Etsy shop if you're looking for more resources. Be sure and like and share the video if you like this content, and leave me a comment, question, whatever, and I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much for being here. This is Miss Darling calling this a wrap. Bye-bye.